Good morning, dear students. Jai Swaminarayan. Hopefully, all of you are fine and enjoying online studies. Today, we will be starting with Geography lesson number 2, Land, Soil, Water, Natural Vegetation, and Wildlife Resources. In the previous chapter, you learned about resources and kinds of resources. Natural vegetation and wildlife resources are biotic resources, means these are related to the world of living organisms. Land, water and soil, which are abiotic resources, are the most important resources. Abiotic means these are physical rather than biological, and these are not derived from the living organisms. Both biotic and abiotic resources are exhaustible in nature. So let us study about these resources in detail in the chapter. A very important natural resource, land, covers 30% of the Earth's surface, and not every part is habitable, means not suitable for living. Cause for the uneven population in certain parts is varied characteristics of land and climate. The areas that are sparsely populated, they usually have rugged topography, steep slopes of the mountains, low-lying areas susceptible to waterlogging, desert areas, and thick forested areas. The areas which are densely populated, they usually have plains, river valleys. These are lands suitable for agriculture. Uses of land. The land is used for different purposes such as agriculture, forestry, mining, building houses, roads and setting up of industries. This is commonly termed as land use. The use of land depends on physical factors as well as human factors. Physical factors such as topography, soil, climate, minerals and availability of water, and human factors are population and technology. Land can also be classified into private land and community land on the basis of ownership. Private land owned by individuals, whereas community land is owned by the community for common uses such as the collection of fodder, fruits, nuts, or medicinal herbs. Another name for community lands is common property resources. Earlier, land was used mainly for agricultural production. Even though people's demands are ever growing, availability of land is limited, thus leading people to encroach land to build commercial areas, shopping complexes in urban areas, and to expand agricultural land in rural areas. This expansion of agriculture and construction activities also lead to major threats like land degradation, landslides, soil erosion and desertification. As in these pictures you can see how with the change of time and human need, the land is being used. Gradually it is becoming more commercialized and populated. So now let us learn about some measures to conserve our land resource. Ever-growing population and their growing demands lead to large-scale destruction of forest cover and other natural resources. Meanwhile, here are some measures which can help us to conserve our land resource. First one is afforestation, means we can plant trees on land in order to create a forest. Second is land reclamation. It is also known as landfill. In this, a new land is created from oceans, riverbeds or lake beds. Regulated use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers, and checks on overgrazing. Mitigation mechanism. Development in scientific techniques has empowered us to understand what factors cause landslides and how to manage them. Some of the broad mitigation techniques of landslides are given as follows. Hazard mapping to locate areas prone to landslides. Hence, such areas can be avoided for building settlements. Construction of retention wall to stop the land from slipping. increase in the vegetation cover to arrest landslide. The surface drainage control works to control the movement of a landslide along with rainwater and spring flows. Soil. It is the thin layer of coarse and rough substance covering the earth's surface. It is made up of organic matter, minerals and weathered rocks. It is different in different geographic regions. Soil profile refers to the layered structure which spreads from the parent rocks to the topsoil surface. The four layers of soil profile are: first layer is the topsoil with humus and vegetation, as you can see in the figure. Second layer is the subsoil with sand, silt and clay. Third layer comprises of weathered rock material, rocks, as a result of the breakdown and decay due to changes in temperature, frost and actions of living organisms get weathered. It is a very slow process and is called weathering. During weathering, rock debris gets mixed with organic matter and minerals, thus increasing the fertility of the soil. Fourth layer is the parent rock. The thickness of the soil profile is affected by the time taken for the soil to form. Older soil has a thicker soil profile compared to the new soil. As steep slopes are more prone to soil erosion, the layer of soil on them is generally thin, whereas flat areas have a thick layer of soil, as they retain the layers of soil for longer periods. Now let us learn about the factors affecting soil formation. Various factors affect the physical and chemical properties of soil. The major factors are the nature of the parent rock and the climate of that area. Parent rock. It basically determines the texture, color, chemical properties, minerals content and permeability of the soil. Climatic conditions like temperature and rainfall determine the rate of weathering and the formation of humus. The other factors are relief, determines the altitude and slope and accumulation of soil. Flora and fauna affect the rate of humus. Humus increases the soil fertility. Microorganisms play a very important role in soil nutrient cycle and minerals balance. It also helps in the process of decomposition. Time. It determines the thickness of soil profile. As I told you earlier, older soil would be more thicker. Soil formation is the result of the mixture of all the geoclimatic factors available, and it takes hundreds of years to make just 1 centimeter of soil. So now let us learn about degradation of soil and the measures which we can take to conserve soil. Deforestation, overgrazing, overuse of chemical fertilizers or pesticides, rainwater, landslides and floods are the factors which leads to soil degradation. Excessive use of fertilizers and high yield crop variety is also a cause of soil degradation and leads to loss of fertility of soil. Soil conservation refers to the protection, efficient use of soil and preservation of soil resources. Some methods to conserve soil quality are mulching. It is a method in which the bare ground between plants is covered with a layer of organic matter like straw. This helps to trap moisture in the soil and moderate soil temperature. Contour barriers. It is the method in which stones, grass and soil are used to build barriers along contours with trenches built in front of the barriers to collect water. This prevents water to flow down the contours and wash away the soil. Rock dams are dams created for rocks that are arranged in a pile to slow down the flow of water and prevent the formation of gullies. This also reduces the soil erosion. Terrace farming. where broad flat steps are made on the steep slopes to grow crops. It reduces the surface runoff and soil erosion. Intercropping. It is a cultivation method in which two or more crops are grown in the same field. The crops are grown in proximity in alternate rows. It is widely practiced in China to reduce soil erosion due to rainwash. It is used to improve the fertility of soil. Mixed farming and crop rotation can also be used. Contour plowing. It is the method in which the land is plowed parallel to the contours of a slope. This creates a barrier that prevents water from flowing down the slope. Shelter belts are the rows of trees planted to check the wind movements to protect soil cover. It is practiced in coastal and dry areas. Here you can see some problems caused by soil erosion. These are loss of valuable topsoil, burying valuable topsoil, damage to fields, plant productivity decline, and desertification, as you can see in the picture. And in these pictures, soil conservation techniques. You can see how contour plowing, terrace farming, no-till farming, and this cover crop helps to reduce soil erosion.